Prince Harry and his wife's entire lives over the course of the last decade or so can be viewed as an exercise in intimidation by the UK media. Think of all the people you know who've got strong opinions about Prince Harry, a military hero, or indeed about his wife, a successful actress. Think of all the people you know in your life who've got strong opinions about them. Oh, no, I don't like them, or I don't trust her. Where do you think those opinions came from? You can malign and demonise innocent people so completely and comprehensively that you've probably got family members who think that they have a bead upon these two characters, while Paul Dacre's personal history will be completely new to them. They'll know nothing about the man responsible for newspaper headlines that wouldn't have been out of place in 1930s Germany. And yet Harry and his wife have been turned into, or the massive attempt to turn them into, pariahs, public enemies. That's how it works. It's also, of course, how the mafia works.
It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? The hope, the excitement. A prince, beloved for his humanity, had found love. But the fairy tale faded fast, replaced by relentless scrutiny and a media siege. Every move twisted, every word weaponized. The media built caricatures, not people. Trapped in a gilded cage, their smiles replaced by strain. The world watched a show scripted by those who wished them harm. How do you feel about Harry and Meghan? Most of us never met them. Our opinions were constructed for us, fed to us in headlines, sound bites and viral posts. The Sussexes' story is a masterclass in manufactured public opinion. People parrot these stories, believing they're their own conclusions, designed to trigger outrage and resentment, so you'd focus your anger on them, not the real issues. The British media didn't just criticise Harry and Meghan, they intimidated them. This is a multi-billion-pound industry using its power to bully, isolate and punish. Lies are repeated until they drown out the truth, making even daily life a high-stress ordeal. The goal? To make them so radioactive no one dares stand with them, a grotesque abuse of press freedom. Let's remember who Harry and Meghan were before the smear machine. Prince Harry, Captain Wales, served 10 years in the military, 2 tours in Afghanistan, flying Apache helicopters. He created the Invictus Games, transforming lives of wounded service personnel. He was authentic, relatable, and hugely popular, a royal with a human touch. Meghan was a successful, university-educated actress, financially independent, and a global advocate. She worked with the UN, campaigned for girls' education, and spoke out against injustice from a young age. These were people uniquely qualified for public service. They brought a modern, compassionate approach to an ancient institution. The smear campaign had to erase all this. It replaced the soldier and the advocate with a picture of greedy narcissists. It was deliberate historical revisionism happening in real time. The truth, they were assets, not threats. But the narrative demanded villains. And so the real Harry and Meghan were buried beneath the headlines. How do you turn a war hero and a humanitarian into public enemies? The tabloids have perfected the process. First, dehumanize them. Use loaded labels, strip away individuality. Harry becomes petulant prince, Meghan Duchess difficult. Positive traits are twisted. Efficiency becomes demanding. Protectiveness becomes paranoia. Every action is reframed as evidence of guilt. Anonymous sources drip-feed damaging claims, never accountable, always inflammatory. The target is forced to deny lies, which only fuels the narrative. Then create contrast, build up others as paragons, pit Meghan against Kate, manufacture feuds. This isn't reporting, it's drama, casting Harry and Meghan as antagonists. The institution is always the hero, the chosen villains always the scapegoats. It's a slow, deliberate, brutally effective character assassination. The public buys the story and the real people disappear. That's how you build a villain. The tactics used against Harry and Meghan resemble organised crime. The mob's weapon is fear, destroying reputations, spreading rumours, isolating targets. The British tabloid press operates similarly. Information is currency, public shaming the weapon. They create a climate where few dare to stand up to them. Defending Harry and Meghan became a professional liability. The genius of the mob's playbook: destroy a few so brutally everyone else falls in line. It's about control through fear, not public accountability. The unspoken deal: the royal family gives access, the press manages the narrative. Harry and Meghan broke the deal, suing for privacy, refusing to play along. For that, they had to be punished. The press made them an example, sending a message to all: don't step out of line. Their punishment wasn't for what they did, but for refusing to be controlled. The system wasn't about truth, it was about power, and Harry and Meghan threatened that power. So the machine turned on them. The cruelty of the campaign against Harry and Meghan is stark when compared to the treatment of other royals. While Meghan was vilified for trivialities, Prince Andrew faced serious allegations. Yet the press was strangely quiet. The outrage was selective, the coverage gentle. The media's outrage isn't about morality, it's a tool, deployed or withheld as needed. The palace's silence was damning. They watched as Meghan was racially abused and Harry smeared and did nothing. Corrections weren't issued, lies weren't condemned. The same institution that protected Andrew left Harry and Meghan exposed. Why? Because Andrew played by the system's rules, Harry and Meghan challenged it. The institution chose to protect itself, sacrificing the outsiders. It was a profound moral failure. The double standard was ugly and impossible to ignore. The message: loyalty to the system is valued above justice or truth. For Harry, this was a period of painful realization. He believed the institution he served would protect him and his wife. Instead, he saw how stories were traded, negative briefings given, and his family offered up as a distraction. It was a complete betrayal. Leaving wasn't weakness, it was courage. He chose to protect his family over an institution that refused to protect them. He'd seen this story before with his mother. He wasn't going to let history repeat itself. Walking away meant breaking the cycle, choosing survival over tradition. His departure was not his failure, it was the institution's. The backlash was immediate. Harry and Meghan branded traitors, the narrative set. For a time, public opinion hardened against them. But slowly the truth began to seep through. People started questioning the narrative, seeing the hypocrisy and cruelty. Court victories proved they were systematically targeted. Harry and Meghan didn't break the monarchy, the cracks were already there. They held up a mirror, exposing the toxic relationship between palace and press. The fairy tale was an illusion. Behind it, a system of fear and control. History will judge those who stood by or participated in their persecution. Silence will be seen as complicity, not dignity. Harry's choice was to save his family, not destroy the crown. In doing so, he revealed the truth. The crown was already broken, and for that he should be seen as a man of courage.